Over the years, as India's economy has grown, shrunk, and grown back, many Indians have accumulated huge sums of money. And with huge sums of money comes the huge responsibility of managing it. Here's where Certified Financial Planners or CFPs come. Before we start our video today, let me tell you about a program that InsideIIM and Alt Uni have come up with that will help you learn the mechanics of the finance and investment banking world with some of the most important concepts and domains taught by IIM A, B, I and XLRI alumni who worked in marquee companies in the past. Understand investment banking, learn about different stocks, future finance careers. Learn how to apply financial management concepts through this program. With 30 plus hours of live sessions, one-on-one CV enhancement sessions, mock interviews, and a lot more, this program is definitely for all the finance enthusiasts out there. If you're interested in the Finance Career Pro, enroll yourself today. The link is in the description below. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Know Your Exam. Today we're going to learn all about the CFP. So a certified financial planner is somebody who, as the name suggests, plans your financials. This is a certification offered by the Financial Planning Standards Board or FPSB in India. The board reported that India has about 2,000 CFPs, whereas the industry demands about 1 lakh CFPs. So with that gap in demand and supply comes an opportunity for you all to fill in. And so today I'm going to tell you what CFP is all about, and let's begin with what is it that CFPs really do. So in particular, certified financial planners assess a client's financial health. They research new investment opportunities to help their clients achieve their financial and investment goals. And they monitor the financials of their clients and make changes to make their portfolio best suited to the current environment. The CFP certification is offered in India by the board in the US, and it's recognized in over 25 countries across the world. FPSB has charter members who are essentially corporations that agree to prefer a candidate who has a CFP certification over someone who doesn't. Some of the charter members include Axis Bank, HDFC, HSBC, Aditya Birla Finance, Bajaj Capital, and more. What this means is the CFP certification is going to add credibility, knowledge, as well as certain corporations that are going to be willing to hire you, and not just that, they're going to prefer you number one over the others. So if you're someone who's interested in what financial planning is like, in having clients as well, individuals as well as corporations for whom you would like to plan their finances, this field is for you. Let's jump into the number 2 bit, which is the eligibility criteria. To become eligible to pursue the Certified Financial Planner certification, one must be at least 18 years old and have completed their class 12th or equivalent. That's basically it. How can you become a certified financial planner? Step 1. You register with the FPSB as a candidate for the certification and you purchase the course material for one or more of the specialist programs. Now there are 3 specialist programs and 1 final exam, and I'll dive into the details in the exam pattern section of the video. But for now, understand that you must register for at least one of the exams out of the 4 that you see on the screen. Step 2 is about completing education requirements, and there are 3 ways to do it. You can A, prepare for the CFP by self-studying. The second option is that you can take help of an instructor, which would be facilitated by the FPSB. And these are people who are more commonly called authorized education provider. They basically will help you in person prepare for the exams. And that's the final way, which is if you have other qualifications that could help exempt you from the program. So if you're a CA, CFA, CPA, any of the other financial qualifications, please check out this section of their website, of the FPSB website, and you'll know whether your exemption is valid or not. Now, step 3 is passing the specialist certification exam. So once you pass these exams, only then can you move forward to the final exam, the 4th one. Then there's the step about meeting ethics requirements. So they have an ethics course and you must pass that as well. The fifth is you get certified as a CFP professional. The point that's not mentioned on the website is that you also need work experience to do this, and I'll talk more about it to you in the exam pattern section. And finally, the sixth step is if you want to stay certified as a CFP, you must engage in the above mentioned activities with the FPSB regularly. Exam pattern and subjects. According to the new pattern, there are a total of 4 exams that you must take if you want to become a certified financial planner. There's another one, the ethics exam. We'll talk about it in a bit. Now, out of these 4 exams, 3 exams are called tracks, and the final one, capstone. Tracks are 2-hour-long papers each with 75 multiple choice questions each, totaling to 150 marks each, with a pass rate of 50% each. Track 1 includes the following modules. Modules are subjects you must study within each track. So you must study all the 3 modules before you can take the exam for the first track. And you may also get multiple choice questions and tests after completing each chapter or each module. So it's more like a unit test final exam system where your track 1 exam is the final exam for one subject, and the module exams, the chapter wise exams they're like unit tests. So this is the brief structure. It's not too difficult, so don't get scared after listening to all this. Everybody I spoke with said this was completely doable. It's just that it requires a little bit of discipline because you have not just one but a couple of exams to take, and there's a minimum cutoff, minimum score you must get on each. So once you've taken the tests for track 1 and passed it, you will be certified as an investment planning specialist. Track 2 includes the following modules. After studying these modules, once you clear the track 2 exam, you will be certified as a retirement and tax planning specialist. Now track 3, the final track, includes the following modules. After studying these tracks, if you clear the exam, you will receive a special certification of a risk and estate planning specialist. Finally, capstone is a 3-hour-long exam and it involves the following modules. So these were all the papers, all the modules, and it'll take you about 6 months to 2 to 3 years to complete them. Normally people take 1 year, 1 to 2 years to complete it. After clearing all these exams, you'd want that certification immediately. But there's 2 more things they need from you. First, the ethics course. You must complete a 5 to 6 hour long video lecture that after you complete it, you will be expected to take up a test online that you must pass. And that's when you will have checked the first additional thing you need to do. Before the pattern had changed, this ethics course was part of the other exams, so you didn't have to take it up separately. But now after the new pattern, you have to take it separately and it is mandatory. Now after you've done this, we get to the final bit, which is about work experience. Now the CFP does not care if you take your work, if you do your work experience while you're preparing, before you started preparing, or even after you're done taking the exams. All they say is we need 3 years of work experience for us to be able to certify you. Now you may wonder, what kind of work experience do they need? Is my work experience eligible? When can I start, etc.? So to answer all those questions, please check out this link I've added in the description. That is a official document by the board. I found it on their website, and it answers detailed questions about all this. Timeline. So these exams are held for 5 days in a month, 5 days every month. And what these 5 days are, it's announced officially on the board's website. So you must register 1 month before the day you want to take the exam. Check out what are the 5 days available in this month, and on those 5 days you can take 1 or more than 1 exams if you're prepared. Most students prefer to not do it. They do it 1 exam at a time. And if you expect to speed up if you want to really do it quick, the entire certification, you might take more than 1 exams as well in the 5 days. Now, like I said, most people take about 1 to 2 years to complete the exam, and there's also the additional element about a time limit that the board has imposed. So you must, from the day you register for the first exam, from that date, you must complete all the exams within 3 years. So that is the deadline limitation you have. So it's not too challenging because most people do it earlier anyway, so you can too. No worries about that. Don't make it stress you. Expenses. So with every certification or exam, there are a plethora of fees and different kinds of fees that we've sort of made very simple for you by introducing this table you now see on the screen. Once you've taken a look at all the different sections, you'll know that the total expenditure you can expect for this certification is about 1 to 1.5 lakhs. The additional money comes from the kind of resources that you use. Some people may prefer to take coaching, buy additional resources. So we've included that in as well in the upper limit of the total. But most people, if you don't go for tuitions and coachings, you would be done in about 60,000, 50,000, that kind of range. Jobs and salaries. Here are the kind of salaries you can expect to earn once you become a CFP. In terms of top employers, the charter members that I spoke about initially, so the CFP has a lot of partnerships with different corporations, and in India there are not just corporations you can look at, you can also practice individually. And I still remember one of the people I spoke with said how after certifying, they asked their friends, what are your investment goals and where are you putting in your money? And what are your plans for the next 10, 20, 30 years? And most of them didn't have any plans. So then they introduced to their friends the idea of a professional handling your portfolio and making investments for you in diverse places, not just your traditional FD and gold, and making sure that every time you set a goal for yourself, which they will actually encourage you to, you actually go ahead and meet them. So they'll be actively changing your portfolio, they'll be managing it. It's very similar to wealth management, except it can be practiced for common people as well. Don't confuse it with a CA. A CA is an accountant. They manage taxes, they manage accounting. It's very different from a CFP, whose job is to build a portfolio that will help you achieve your financial goals. And I understand that this concept is very new to our country. Not many people actually do it. In fact, not many people even think about doing it themselves, far less paying someone else to do it. But like I mentioned earlier, a lot of studies have said that more and more people are beginning to understand these dynamics and want professional advice. So it is something that you can practice individually and also working with a corporation. Is the CFP for me? It really depends on where you are in your career trajectory right now. If you're someone who tried their hands at CA or CFA and didn't clear, didn't enjoy, then you might want to give this a try, because although the concept may be different, the skill sets and practice will be very similar. You would probably understand financial markets to some extent, and when you study this subject, you will build upon that understanding. So it won't be very similar, but it's going to still build up on the same basics and fundamentals of finance. Now there's the second bit, which is about opportunities. So CAs, the CA job or the CFA job, you'll find very clear demands, very explicit entries for these. But CFP is still a growing field. So based on the people I spoke with, I learned that if you're someone who's not okay with uncertainty, not okay with experimenting or creating opportunities for themselves, you might not enjoy this field. You might want to become one or enter this field once it's gained more ground, at least in our country. But abroad, it has significant awareness and ground already, so to say. So if you're planning to move abroad to countries like US, UK, you might as well benefit a lot from doing a CFP here. It's because it's recognized by other countries as well. Then there's the final bit about studies, the course, will I be able to clear it, etc. So everybody I spoke with said that CFP is way easier than CA. These were people who had prepared for CA. So naturally they had this opinion, and these are people who had cleared CFP. So if you're in this category, you might find it easy to do, completely doable, and so you might benefit from it. But if you're a newcomer, if you don't come from this background, you might find it, you'll learn about new things, and that could be challenging to an extent. So you may not find it very easy, but again, like I say, doable. I don't say it, it's all the people I speak with say it. So that's the conclusion. What I want to leave you with is that whenever you're figuring out career options in life and wondering what you should and shouldn't do, Please speak with people who are already in that career. Use LinkedIn for it. When I make these videos and I do the research, I speak with such people because they add insights to it that nobody else can. And so if you're making a career decision, which could be so important, you will really benefit from reaching out to actual CFPs and understanding whether the field is for you or not. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful.